Hello people and welcome back to Meet My Brown's Kitchen. Okay, so today I'm going to be making some black bean burgers. Yeah. And I'm going to be using black beans and quinoa and brown rice as the base for the burgers. And then of course we'll dress the burgers with some onions, peppers, and once they get done, some lettuce and tomato. Okay, so I have some water boiling now for my black beans. I've had my black beans soaking for about 4 hours, and they're nice and plumped, so hopefully they shouldn't take too long to cook. I'm gonna let them go for about 15 minutes with some salt and pepper, check until tender. So they're gonna cook as long as they need to, but we're definitely gonna get the beans nice and tender. And then we'll drain them, and then we'll get them into a bowl so we can combine them with this brown rice quinoa, these fresh onions and peppers, and start building some patties for some nice bean veggie burgers. Okay, let me get these beans going, and I'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and my water is boiling, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my black beans to the water. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt. Okay. Now I'll taste for salt before I turn the pot off, and I'll add a little bit of that all-purpose seasoning as well. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna let this go for about 15 minutes, and I'll check for tenderness, and yeah, I'll come back whenever they get done. Okay, so I just checked the beans, and it's been 15 minutes, and they're still not tender, so I'm gonna let them go for another 15 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up these onions and peppers, and I did pull out some fresh garlic, so I do have a few cloves of garlic that I'm gonna go ahead and prep as well. So we're gonna let it go for another 15 minutes, and then we'll check again to see if they're tender enough. This is Samaya in Stafford. And they just came to say hi. Okay, but I'll be back in about 15. Okay, I'm back. I went on ahead and checked the beans right at 15 minutes, and I'm gonna let them go for another 15 minutes, and we'll see where they are at that time. Okay, so of course, if you're using a pressure cooker, you could possibly, or just using some canned beans, this wouldn't take as long. The dry beans, they're fresher, but they do take a little bit longer to cook. But no worries. I'm gonna go ahead and get my vegetables all chopped up, and we'll get them in a bowl, and we'll get ready for these beans to get done, and then we'll mash them so we can make some beautiful black bean patties. Alrighty, I'll come back. Okay, so I took my beans off the stove, I drained them, I put them into this bowl, and I put some olive oil on them and a little bit of all-purpose seasoning. And now they're really nice and tender. You see that? Nice and tender. Okay, so what I plan to do is go ahead and mix the vegetables, the brown rice and quinoa mix. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to mash some of the beans. I'm just gonna take my fork and just kind of mash, not all, but some of the beans, to try to get a nice texture or consistency to go ahead and start building my veggie patties. Okay, all right, so give me a few minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and incorporate the brown rice and quinoa and the vegetables, and I'm also gonna season it with a little bit of cumin, fennel, black pepper, and yeah, maybe just a little bit more of that all-purpose seasoning once I get everything together. Okay, so give me a few minutes and I'll be back. These are the vegetables that I diced up. Some spring onions, some bell peppers, some jalapenos, and I did dice up some garlic. So yes, I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my black beans. Okay, so what I decided to do was to go ahead and saute my veggies to kind of bring out that moisture to combine with my black beans. I'm gonna go ahead and add in some of my rice and quinoa to my veggies, and then I'll go ahead and add those to the black beans. Okay, so this is my black bean mixture, and everything came together so nicely. It tastes amazing. I'm gonna start building my patties, and once I get them all put together, then I'll come back and we'll get them in the fryer. Okay, so I have my patties all put together. And they look delicious. Okay, so I'm heating up my pan and we'll get them in so we can get a nice crisp on each side. And we'll get ready to start building our burgers. Hey family, I'm back. I got my vegan patties out of the oven. I'm getting ready to put some vegan mayonnaise on my bun and a little honey mustard. And then I'll go ahead and get my patty on my bread. Okay, family, these are my black bean vegan burgers. Oh my goodness, I tasted it and it's absolutely amazing. I only dressed it with a little lettuce and tomato, but that's really all you need. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll check you in the next video.